Vedic cosmology, and this parallel inverse, we will start from this one. You will see the outline of this one is introduction, and there are a lot of news about the parallel. If you see, there is a model today, the simplest cosmological model today exists, which have a distance about galaxies about 10 to the 28 meters from here. Space is finite in this, infinite in this size. So you go travel to that point, still you have similar space. And if you see, there are merely our universe is a small part of the many universes. And it is not possible even to understand our universe. Like one flight started from Malaysia, was going to Australia, where it has gone till today nobody could able to understand. So it is very difficult for us to understand. The idea of parallel inverse are that is there are ground reality people have studied it through the relativity theory and quantum mechanics. And so if you see, there are a lot of news came in the technology, in all the newspaper around the world, that they are saying, the scientists, they discovered a galaxy that is 1,000 times brighter than the Milky Way. But it is far, far away. NASA has found evidence of 10 more Earth-sized planets in our solar neighborhood to explore. Are parallel inverse real? Cosmologists believe they have found evidence of their existence. There are 4 levels of parallel inverse. Level 1, beyond the cosmic horizon. If you see, there was a video that conspiracy theory, did we landed on the moon? Okay, that is made some long back, I had also seen. Because if you go our cosmic horizon, the higher space, there are a lot of very high level of radiation, which a simple our body or our matter or any equipment or anything, any instrument, at that point it will not be properly situated, because the radiation is so much, our body can melt. Like you see example of Kalpana Chawla, they went to the space and they don't know what happened there. So that is beyond, and other post-influencing bubbles also. Then many quantum, many world, like you have a mirror, you can have thousands of mirror, and thousands of mirror can reflect thousands, like that you will see that very infinite number of images. Exactly, there are many mathematical structures where the whole entire cosmic development would take place. So the universe is infinitely big and contains matter at roughly the same distribution throughout the universe. If you see, this is a simple, you can see this one, a simple static inverse, and if you see there, the cosmic horizon, and this is the visible inverse, and beyond this visible inverse there is a cosmic horizon. And this is also very, the high level of telescope is required to observe those type of things. And if you see, the matter can combine in only so many different configurations. And if you see, there are 2 worlds, there is a connection. Every universe, there is some kind of connection between that. And this universe exactly duplicate of our universes. It may be bigger than our universe, or it may be lower than our universe. And those inverses are connected through this like through a hole, and that is only bringing that connection is balancing the many inverses, although they stay apart from that, but there is some special connection between them, and that is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam as well. The beautiful material world is nothing but a shadowy reflection of the reality of kingdom of God. So the post-incarnation bubble are very the scientifically proved with the structural design and all the structures of the inverses, and the separate inverses, they spring up as a bubble of space-time undergoing its own form of expansions. So this is what there are the two kind of theories exist. One theory is that the matter, another one is antimatter. Matter has fixed size and form. Antimatter is completely the different kind of the structure altogether, ever expanding. So if you see the matter, it has a defined shape and size. For example, one of the matter, I am giving one example. For example, Boeing 747 aircraft. And we try to go from one place to another. If there are only 600 people can travel, or the sitting arrangement 600, only 600 people can carry. But if you see the Pushpak Viman, which many years back we heard that Ravana used to own the Pushpak Viman, where Mother Sita was kidnapped and taken to the Sri. If you see Pushpak Viman, if 4 people are there, the 4 seat. If thousands people are there, thousands. If 1 million people they can accommodate. That is called the antimaterial particle, which is beyond our scope of understanding. And material particle, which is very, for example, there is another example. And the bank of Jamuna, there are the millions of gopis they gathered there. And you see a small space in Jamuna, in the bank of Jamuna, such a huge people, how can they accommodate? That is called the conscious space. It's ever expanding. Unconscious space is fixed in the shape and size. So that is what it's very sprung with many, and this conscious space, they can undergo its own form of expansion. And this is that which we have understood many years back. And if you see, there are many inverses are floating in the sky or in the space, you will find that there is different kind of the rules, and the universal laws are different. The laws of physics which is meant or which is operating in this planet, it may not be in the other planet, which is very different maybe. For example, here there is a gravity. If you go to moon planet, you will find that there is no gravity. The astronauts, they were floating in the sky. So because gravity is not there, so there is no attraction by the universe, by the ground. So there are many universes that could be completely different from our own universe. We should not think that our same laws, it may not be same. That is why there are a quantum field known as inflation causes space to expand rapidly. In the bulk of space, random fluctuations prevent the field from decaying away. But in certain region the field lost its strength and the expansion slows down. Those regions became bubbles. So this is how a bubble is created, when there is a space, or some, if you see in a river how bubble are being created. A river, there is a small, the hole or the in the river when it is flowing, if you just put a stone, and there will be just a little phase difference bit, and then you will find that all the water, they will come like pouring and create lot of bubbles. Exactly, whenever there is a fluctuation in the field strength, okay, there create a quantum field of bubbles. Lot of bubbles will create in the quantum level. And we have seen there are a lot of evidence of the strength. If you see the magnetic strength all around, if you find this one, that you will see that there is a lot of property changes through the you go away from the Earth planet, you will see that time is higher. If you go to the space, you go more to the space, you will see that the space, the higher space time is very slow as compared to our earthly planet. So, like for example, when Indradumna Maharaj built the Jagannath temple Puri in Satyuga, so that time Jagannath temple was built, and that time the after building this, so he thought that I should invite Brahman. That time interplanetary travel, the interspace travel was possible. People used to come from the higher space, higher planet to this planet, because now we are not qualified, so it is being stopped. So that time he went to Brahmaloka or Satyaloka. So then he invited Brahmaji. He went there and just invited and come. Already 10 generations is passed. So this is how the strength are being created according to worlds of quantum. According to this quantum physics, this approach, every single possible way, just in the different universes. If you see this one, you have one inverse, and in due course of time they generated different space and time. For example, when you travel in a hole or this if you have a subway, there are different paths. For example, if you go to the Howrah station, there are a lot of subways. So you may go inside, you will see that there are different options, and different subways will lead to different space and time. So similarly, in the quantum the approach also, this can be designed. This is designed in that way. And there are also dice, like you imagine a dice which is having 6 space, and you go through it, this one, and the randomness, it will come the 5, 6, 4, 3, like that. So the if you see that, the conclusion is that this dice, the lengths are different value in different universes. In one of the 6th universe, it has a 1 and 1 in 1/6 or 2, and like that you go on putting that one dice, you will create the different. So similarly, there are so many universes according to this. That is why the quantum parallel universe is like a strategic, like a quantum universe, and there are thousand those new universes. They may be having different ways of their rules, regulations, and their also physical laws also. If you see that as that there are many universes, you can see that one after another one. So there are a lot of the mathematical structure that the parallel inverses, if you see the first the understanding about the universal structure or all the observation, the scientific community, they started observing the first how the universal structure exists, and thinking starts from the space only. So first Kepler take a lot of data and try to analyze those data, and then the Newton, Kepler, Newton, they have started the planet are spherical and orbit are circular. Then there are classical physics started the matter. What is the containing of the matter according to matter? What are the different level of the understanding the material ingredients? Due to material ingredients, what is the size of the universe? Many things they were discussed. Then there is a lot of landscape and inflation are carried out with a lot of the alpha radiation and lot of the space dimensions, and then the totality of earthly equation, that there is a multi-universe which exists, because after certain understanding lot of data, after analyzing that, they would be able to understand that there may be a parallel universe which is not observed physical reality of like our universe, but they may be far beyond improved structure also. So that is why there are other mathematical source of the parallel universe which is governed by that level 1, level 2, just like the manifestation of the many different structures. So what is the origin of our universe is very nicely given by Richard L. Thompson. He has given mystery of sacred universe. He has taken the cosmology of Bhagavad Puran and also mechanistic and non-mechanistic science. So he has written nearly 20 such books, and many universities they follow, especially Florida University. All the universities they study and this very beautiful these books. And also this time he got the highest the Bharat some award, Bharat Shri award. He got for his contribution of writing all the Indian Vedic knowledge. And if you saw astrophysics, they study these books very nicely, and also the same model is now given by NASA as well. This, and he has written also many books on alien identities and hidden history of human race. And they both, Michael Cremo and the Richard L. Thompson, so they both wrote the many books on this one, and their commentaries also in Srimad Bhagavatam. So if you see in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the presentation of Vedic cosmology are very greatly given, and which is today is proved by NASA and many other the space researchers. So Earth is a disc shaped, is already given Bhumandala. It is called Bhumandala, and the Bhumandal consists a polar projection map of the Earth group, a map of the solar system, topographical map of South Central Asia, and a map of the celestial realm of the demigods. That is why we say Bhu Bhuva Swaha. Bhu means Bhumandal or Earth. Earth, why it is called Earth? Because the most contains or containing parameter is Earth. So, if you see Vedic cosmology, the four consistent model the embodied the Indian Vedic or the advanced knowledge of the Indian system. You find the fourth model, okay, according to Bhagavad Puran, and that is given. You can see that these are the, this is like the inverse, one inverse, and each inverse consists of 14 layers, and that is called Chauda Bhuvan, or 14 planetary system. And we are in the middle planetary system, which we can travel to the higher planet according to our urdham gachanti sattva, madhya tishtansi rajasa jaganya vritti. So those who are doing the very welfare activities, or जो सत्व गुणी होते हैं, and those who are the mode of goodness, they travel in the higher space, 14 planetary system. And those who do the very low grade activity, the jaganya vritti, those who do jaganya vritti means very low level of activities, so they go, they travel, they travel downstairs. And those who are, those who stay in the middle planetary system, or earthly planetary system, madhya tishtati rajas. So when one structure is used to represent several things in a composite map, there are bound to be contradictions. But these do not cause a problem if I understand an underlying intent. We can draw a parallel with the medieval painting. So if you see that if somebody understood, for example, the earth has this type of shape, or this is like this one inverse, so you may draw any kind of universal structure, you will understand, oh, this is in the higher planetary system, this is in the lower planetary system. For example, you see one paint, this is a simple paint, and you will find that this painting is called the tribute money. And you will find that there is in the Bible there is a story that taking a coin from a fish, speaking to Jesus in one place, and paying a tax collector, okay, and it is contradictory that at once how these two things has happened, yet each phase of the story makes sense of its own context. Okay, so that is what anybody they try to understand the cosmological in the universe, they have their only own stories, but when a united story comes, but those who are very expert, the Vedic cosmologists, they could be able to see. For example, next image, you see, this is a painting, that here Lord Brahma is looking at the cowherd boys, they are eating together along with Krishna, all the cowherd boys are eating together, and Brahmaji is watching. And at that time, Krishna goes away from the cowherd boys, and Brahma steals all the cowherd boys, and then in one place Brahma is praying to Lord Krishna, and after understanding that all the boys are still there, so when Brahma saw that, oh, everybody is like a Vishnu, is a Vishnu himself. So he saw that, then Brahma prayed to Krishna, and Brahma told, my dear Lord, one day may all the scientists could able to find a number of luminaries radiating from sun, a number of sand particles which exist in this whole earthly planet, they could able to count, but nobody count your glories. So this is given in the three, although one painting, there are three scenarios. Like you will find that in today they say that what is the time traveler? Time traveler is going from A and coming back to A, is not a time traveler. Time traveler is the great sages which they goes from one plane to another plane. And today they are in the plane here, and they are today in the Kali Yuga, they could go back to the Satya Yuga, they could go back to Treta Yuga, they could write this. That is why 5,000 years back, this Vyasadeva has written very beautiful the prediction about Kali Yuga. Why? Because those sages, they were living in the Trikaldarshi. They are called Trikaldarshi. They could able to see past, present, future. That's why he could able to write very beautiful about the symptoms of Kali Yuga. If you Bhagavatam, it says in the first canto, first chapter, verse number 19 says, He says that the he says that manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya upadrita kaliyuga. That is prediction is there. So you see that if the fifth canto of Bhagavatam tells innumerable universes are exist, and each one is containing a spherical cell surrounded by layers element matter that marks the boundary between mundane space and unlimited spiritual space. Brahmanda malo malo say in the Oriya Bhagavatam it says Brahmanda malo malo. Malo malo means there are number of lot of universes are being floating in the sky, and there are two boundaries. One is the material universe, another one is the spiritual universe, and which depend on the matter, and another one depend on the antimatter. So if you see a bhumandal looks like this, a cell, you cut it and it is a bhumandal, and there are a lot of deepas and oceans, and one universe is called Brahmanda, our universe. And the top of this top layer or the top level is called the Brahma's city, and it is called Satyaloka. And this is the Mount Sumeru, and then Jambadipa and complete Deepas are. It is given in a very beautiful book by Srila Prabhupada, Easy Journey to Other Planets. And if you see, there are antimaterial world, and in times of India in 1959, two scientists, they got Nobel Prize, and they developed the characteristics of antimaterial particle. So the antimaterial world consists of atomic subatomic particles spanning in the reverse orbit to those of the matter we know. So they have given, these are the following statement they have given. There is an antimaterial atom or particle which is made up of the anti-qualities of material atom. There is another world beside the material world which we have only limited experience. This is given. The antimaterial and material world may class a certain period, may annihilate one another. So out of these three items, the student of theistic science can fully agree with the item number 1 and 2, but we can agree with 3 only within the limited scientific definition of antimatter. That is what very nicely this is given here. Earth globe, then the stereographic, the projection, then projection of earth map, and this is called the Bhumandal. Inner portion of the Bhumandal is that one. And this is how it is completely. So in Vedic scripture describe two eternal realities, spiritual reality and material reality. Both manifestation of the Supreme Lord's inconceivable energy. Both. That is why we say 3 types of Shakti, Achintya Shakti. One is external, one is internal, and another one is marginal. So we all are in the marginal potency. Marginal potency we live with the, in this earth planet are called marginal. You can go to, they say, like you go to a shore. You are in the shore of a sea. If you go inside sea, you get water. If you go inside land, you get land. You are in the middle, in the verge. Okay? So similarly, the human beings are at the verge of the reality that you can go to the spiritual world or you can go to the material, you can stay in the material world. And that is given that there is a Chit Jagat. Chit means conscious world. And it is controlled by the internal potency of the Lord. And there is another world which is called the Achit Jagat. Achit means where lot of difficulties and dull, and we live. That is what one universe is, you can see here, and each universe there is one Brahma. And in the Garbhodoka Sai Vishnu, he lays here, and this is the Earth planet you can see as a higher planetary system than lower planetary system. So there are many, if you see that these universes are completely, they are constructed and they are being maintained, and they are like the earth, the three-dimensional world is not really our true home, because we are the spiritual being, and our home is in the spiritual world. For example, here, if you see the mode of like ignorance, you go down, and the mode of goodness, you can go to the up spiritual. And this is the material world, and this you can have a Chit Jagat and Achit Jagat, and conscious world. So if you see in the Bhagavad Gita, it says, Sri Bhagavano Vacha Urdhamulam Adha Sakham Aswatham Parhu Abhyayam Chandani Yasya Parnani Yastam Veda Savedavid. Blessed Lord said, there is a banyan tree which has its root upward and its branches down. Those leaves are Vedic hymns. One who knows the tree is the knower of the Vedas. Very beautifully given. So that is why it said in the Brahma Samhita, Ekapya asaurachaitam jagadanda kotim yas sakti rasi jagadanda chaya yat anta andantarastha paramanu chayantarastham govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. He is an undifferentiated entity, as there is no distinction between potency and possessor. In his work of creation of the millions of the world, his potency remains inseparable. All universe exists in him, and he is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe at once. Such is the primeval Lord whom I adore. So this is how the universe is floating, and it is maintained by Lord. Nijadhamni tale tasya devi mahesa harit dhamesu tesu tesu te te prabhava nischaya bhitaschayena govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. He says that the topmost is called the Goloka Vrindavan, and lowermost planet system are called the Devi Dham, where we worship Mother Durga, and there is a abode of Mahesh also, Lord Shiva's Dham is Kailas, and there is a Haridham, and there is all these dhamas are completely located, and this is the structure of the universe you can see here. This is one of the universe.